Hi, this is Natalie Rydstrom here from sportsbookreview.com. It is another week and another round of the Over Under show. I've got special guests today, Alex from Boom Betting Agency. I've got Jason Mills, Bet Advisor, and Stuart, Talking Tipsters.com. Guys, thanks for being here this week.
Hi, Natalie.
Hi.
Now, we'll start with you, Stuart. Do you have the results from last week? Who's the winner?
Yeah, okay, we'll go straight to the winner. Natalie, you won.
Woohoo!
Hey!
Yeah, came top. You got 5
And, well, you know, the first and second spot is usually where I like to reside. And then who came second?
Then Lee came second, but it was really, really close, I have to say.
Yeah.
It was
And then
0.05 between you. Then there was Jason, and then bringing up the rear, you know, comfortably, by quite a long distance, was me. I was a long way behind. But I was in second place up until the last game, and then everything just went wrong, and I went.
I noticed you've not got your winner's T-shirt on this week.
No, not tonight.
And you're all wrapped up. I thought it must be bad.
Have you got your magic coin with you this week, Natalie?
Do you know, I don't. I knew this time, actually. I was a lot more certain over these ones. I think there's one, actually the first match we're about to preview, Everton versus Sunderland. That was our office dog. Was the one I was telling Stuart about. Everton versus Sunderland. That's actually the one that I'm on the fence. The others I've got quite a strong opinion on. I used that coin last week because I thought, God, so many were going to go over under. Obviously, it did me good there, so I won. But let's kick off Saturday's matches. May 9th, Everton versus Sunderland. I'm on the fence right now. Last meeting ended 1-1 at Sunderland. Alex, special guest of the week. We're going to start with you. Or over or under 2.5 goals?
Because Sunderland is still on the relegation area on 18th place with only 1 point under Hull City, but with 1 game under them, under Hull City, and they will play with Everton, which has no stress about the end of the season. I'm going for the over because I know that Sunderland will push, and Everton is playing in front of their fans. And in the last matches, they are scoring a lot when they're playing home. I'm going with the over 2.5 goals for this one.
All right, you're going to go for the over 2.5 goals. Jason Mills, what are you going for?
Well, virtually exactly what Alex just said. You know, I totally agree with everything he just said. Everton are playing at home. They're playing well. They beat Man United 3-0 at home recently. Sunderland need the points, don't they? So 0-0's no good for them. They're going to have to score. They're going to have to go after goals. Everton are scoring, for toffee, and they're going to score. So over.
You're going to go for under. Yeah, they won that last match playing Southampton 2-1. Quite a result. Stuart, are you with everybody here for the over?
Well, I'm actually quite flabbergasted. Jason's gone for the over. I was looking at the stats on this, and I thought, the stats are definitely going to indicate this one will be an under. And when I looked, everything was pointing under. Sunderland's inability to score goals, apart from last week, of course. And the last game to finish over between these two was back in November 2012. I was thinking, under, but there's something in the back of my head that was saying this one's going to go over. But Sunderland really need the points. They've got Leicester, Arsenal and Chelsea in their last 3 games of the season. They definitely need the points in this one. And I think they're going to push, and I think we'll see some goals. So I'm going for over 2.5 as well.
Over 2.5. Okay, so I'm going to go for the over 2.5 too. You guys have made a convincing argument. That's the only one I'm going to do this. Everton are favourites to win, 1.75, and it's the under which has the lowest odds, 1.72. The over 2.07 there. All odds that I'm expressing today is Bet365. Next we move to Aston Villa versus West Ham. The Villains have been one of the teams that are really fighting relegation. And it looks like they're out of safety. The win here will actually more secure their safety. So we'll start with you, Stuart. Over or under?
Well, again, this is another one where I'm going against the stats. This one looks like it should go under. And when you look back at the head-to-heads, only 5 of the last 15 meetings between these two have gone over 2.5 goals. So with that in mind, and with the fact that West Ham seem to be going into matches with the safety catch on, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see it go under, but I'm going for over because ever since Tim Sherwood took over, Aston Villa have been a lot more attacking, and quite a number of their games have finished over 2.5. So I'm going to follow that trend. Over 2.5 goals for me. Yeah,
over 2.5 goals. Jason Mills.
I'm going under. Last time these two teams met was a 0-0. Most of the recent meetings between these two have been 0-0. West Ham have got very little to play for. Aston Villa aren't you know, they're scoring. I can see Villa winning this, and maybe by 1-0, 2-0, but I still can't see there being 3 goals out of both these teams, you know, so I'm going under.
You're going under. Okay, so that comes to you, Alex. What are you going for?
I'm going under was as well. I'm going with the statistics. I know that West Ham doesn't score a lot, but it's hard to play against them. They have a really good defense. I know that you'll say to me that Aston Villa won with Everton, Liverpool, Tottenham. I know the team Sherwood did the miracles at this team, but I'm still going under for this match.
Were you saying I was going to tell you that?
I know
you're going to say this. We should have a predicting what Natalie's going to say next. I wasn't going to say
that.
Because a lot of times you are saying the main tips that I'm giving before I give them, you know.
Okay. Well, listen, the over and the under 2.5 goals is really close on price, 1.95 for the over. The under is 1.85. I'm actually going to go for the over 2.5 goals. I can see an Aston Villa win, and they're priced 1.9 there to win on their turf. And I can see goals from both sides. So I'm going to go for the over 2.5 goals. Hull versus Burnley, 2 teams fighting relegation. We'll start with you, Alex.
Definitely going under 2.5 goals. We will see a pretty tight match. Both of them, as you said, they are fighting for the relegation. They will close each other one way or another. And we see also the games head-to-head between them. The last 4 of them ended with 1 goal maximum. So I'm going with the under 2.5 goals.
Yeah, under 2.5. The odds are certainly for one of the options here with Jason Mills. Which way, over or under?
I'm going over. 2 teams in relegation, both desperate to get the points. Both, you know, I can see it being an attacking game of football. Admittedly, both teams don't score, you know, loads, but there again, you know, the defences are poor as well. So I just see this being an open match. Both sides need the win, possibly, you know, a 2-1 either way. I can see there being goals, so I'm going over.
Yeah. Stuart, over or under?
Well, I think Jason's gone for a big set of odds on that one. That's a pair of cojones to go for that. I'm very surprised. I'm going for the under. I think Hull are going to win this one. I think it will be a fairly tight game. Burnley have battled all season, but I think the truth is they just haven't been good enough in the Premier League this year, and they just haven't scored the goals. And I think, you know, the majority of their away games have finished under 2.5, and I think we just add this one to that tally. Last 4 meetings between these two have finished under 2.5. I expect that to continue.
I'm actually with Jason. Go on, Alex.
I just wanted to say that Burnley has to win 3 games in a row not to relegate. And even like that, it's a question or yes or no. So they don't have for what to fight, in my opinion.
Okay.
Burnley getting relegated this weekend, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I know. Burnley are out. I think Newcastle as well might. They're like my long shot bet, but we'll see. They need to win a game. Anyway, no, I'm actually going to go for the over. I'm going with Jason Mills on this one. I think it's. I think it is 2 teams fighting for survival. Burnley have got nothing to lose at this point. So, you know, I just think, you know, just get out there, score some goals, and they haven't got the greatest defense. I'm going for the over 2.5 goals. I think it's going to be a very open match. Personally, I think it's going to be quite a surprise. The under 2.5 goals, 1.65 there. So if that's anything to go by, I think many are predicting a low-scoring match. The over is 2.2. Next, we move to Leicester versus Southampton. Leicester is another team that have been somewhat successful fighting relegation. They come from a 3-0 win playing Newcastle. So what are we expecting on the pitch? We'll start with you, Alex. Over or under 2.5 goals?
Over 2.5 goals in the match. Southampton is still fighting for a place that gives them a spot in the European Cups for the next season, and Leicester is still fighting not to relegate, even though they are 1 point above the relegation zone. So I think that both teams will push, and they have good attacks, in my opinion, both of them. So we'll see an over 2.5 goals.
Over 2.5 goals. Okay, Stuart, over or under 2.5 goals?
I think Southampton are going to finish just outside of the automatic European places. I think they might get lucky with the FA Cup result, but I think they're going to have to rely on that if they want to get into Europe next year. They've done pretty well, though. I mean, at the base of that is a very strong defence, and 67% of Southampton's away games have finished under 2.5 goals. So I'm going under.
You're going to go under. Okay. Brings you to Jason Mills. Over or under 2.5 goals?
Very close one, this. Very difficult to decide. I actually eventually went for over. I think it's really tricky because I was looking at the last three matches. There's been over 2.5 goals in Leicester's last 3 home matches, actually played against Southampton. And Southampton have scored over 2.5 goals in their last 3 games in the Premier League. It's close because I was looking at the goal difference between Leicester and Hull, down the bottom of the table. When Hull got beat 3-1 by Arsenal, that did Leicester a huge favour because the goal difference then went in Leicester's favour. So it's tricky because you can read it both ways. Do Leicester keep a tight ship, try and keep hold of that goal difference, or do they try and go for goals, as well, but also not concede any? So it was a really tough match to call, this one, but I've lent towards over.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards over 2.5 goals as well. I just think we're going to see goals from both sides, and Leicester are actually the slight favourites to win, 2.5 compared to Southampton 2.87. But if we look at the over under 2.5 goals, the under is lower, 1.75, and the over 2.5 goals is 2.05. So it seems to be pointing to the under, but we'll see. Next, we've got Newcastle versus West Brom. Last 2 matches have ended in the under. As far as I'm concerned, Newcastle seem to be playing like they've given up. Can they turn it around at the last minute? They need to. Over or under 2.5 goals, Alex?
Under. This is my 3rd game from all the matches, and my last game with the under 2.5 goals. Newcastle are in such a really bad shape that will not see a lot of goals. Maximum 2 goals in this match. So I'm expecting an under 2.5.
Okay, so you're going under 2.5 goals. Stuart, over or under 2.5 goals?
I think Newcastle would love it if this one finished under 2.5. They've got 2 defenders out suspended, but I think potentially for the rest of the season. And there's pretty much blood in the water every time Newcastle are there at the moment. I think they're there to be beaten. I think they're there to be beaten heavily. West Brom have Chelsea and Arsenal as their last 2 games of the season, so this is potentially the last game that they can win. And I think this one's going to go over.
You think over? Would you bank on Newcastle scoring?
No, not at all. I think they're pretty terrible right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but in the press today, John Carver has said he is the best coach in the Premier League. I was like, I had to laugh.
Wow. You can see West Brom getting 3.
Yeah, I can see West Brom getting 3.
I know,
It hasn't happened.
This is what I wanted to ask also.
But I've got a feeling, go big or go home. I'm going big on this one.
Right. So go on, Jason. Over or under 2.5 goals?
No, I was laughing with Stu there. But I do agree with him. I think it's going to go over as well. Yeah, but I can see Newcastle scoring. You see, I can't see West Brom getting 3, but I can see, Newcastle getting 1. But the last 8 times these teams have met at Newcastle, head to head, they've been over. So if it follows that trend, this 9th one should be over as well. So that was just one stat I found. But and I'm going to go over.
You're going to go over. I'm going to stick with under, actually. Under 2.5 goals. Last 2 matches have ended in the under. Newcastle need to score. It's the question whether they can. And the under 2.5 goals, 1.66. The over 2.5 goals, 2.15 there, bet 365. So I'm going with the under. Next, we've got Stoke versus Tottenham. Start with you, Jason Mills.
I was hoping you was going to pick Stu first there. He's a Tottenham supporter. I'm going over. I'm going over in here. Tottenham's 13 of 14, matches that Tottenham have played in have gone over. Tottenham they're scoring, Stoke are scoring. I can see it going over. You could argue that both teams have got little to play for, but Tottenham lost to 2-1 to Stoke in the reverse fixture, so I think they're going to be after revenge and try and beat them this time round. So I can see it being 2-1, but possibly to Tottenham, so over.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Alex, what are you going for?
I'm going the same way as Jason, over 2.5. Tottenham still has to fight for a place of European Cups, so also to revenge the result from the first match that was played at Stoke, also for a place for the European Cups. Both of the teams, as Jason said, have decent attacks, and for sure that we'll see also goals from both sides. So I think 2-1 for one of the teams, 2-2 maybe.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going for as well. But we'll finish with you, Stuart. What are you going for?
Well, I will take a 2-1 win for Tottenham right now, I tell you. They beat us last time, and that's on our home pitch. But we were playing Kabul, Etienne Capoue, and Carl Norton in that one. Now, Carl Norton since been sold, but he got a red card in that match. And the other two picked up cautions. And I don't think we'll be starting with a team that's quite as weak as that, although there are still problems at right back. But Eric Dyer's doing a really good job there. I think Jason covered it, but 82% of Tottenham's away games have finished over 2.5 goals. Over 2.5 for me.
Over, yeah. It's the over 2.5 goals for me. Are we going with the Tottenham win? 2.5, not bad.
Yeah, go on, why not?
All right. The over and the under actually is neck and neck on this. 1.9, 1.9 for the over and 1.9 for the under, both Bet365. Next we move Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. It is the final match on Saturday. Tough one, I think. Both come from 3 consecutive losses with neither scoring in all 3 matches. It's a long time without having a single goal from either side. What does that mean for this match? Alex?
I'm going with the over 2.5 goals for this. It's really tough for me to decide on this specific game. I think I will keep my first feeling, the over 2.5 goals. Even though that a lot of you guys will play the under. It's more logic to play the under, but I'm going with my feeling on this one.
You're going for the illogical bet. That's what All right, Jason, what are you going for, over or under?
I'm going for over as well. I agree with Alex here. Here's my logic. I'll just break it down, probably make no sense. Man United.
There is logic then.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
All right, here's my thinking. It might not be logical. Man United have lost their last 3 matches in the Premier League. They're going to be wanting a win. They've won their last 3 matches against Crystal Palace in all competitions, so I can see Man United winning this match. They're going to be trying their best to. Palace should score at home. They're a good side, so therefore the reasoning is that Man United need 2 to win. So I think, possibly 1-2 to Man United, which is an over. So that's my reasoning.
All right, so you're going for the over, Stuart.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the illogical bet as well. You have to go back to 2004-2005 season to see a game between these two finish over 2.5. And let's see, there was Paul Scholes, Alan Smith, remember him, and John O'Shea all scored in a 5-2 win for United that day. Palace, they're an attacking side nowadays. They've got good wide players, and they're going to threaten that United defence. And as Jason said, they can score. But United lost the last 3, and they will not want to lose another one, and certainly not to Crystal Palace. So I'm seeing a 2-1 win as well, maybe even a 3-1, but it's going to be United's way, I think. But over 2.5 for me.
Well, you say they're a good attacking side, though, but they still haven't scored in 3 matches. I'm going for the under 2.5 goals. I just can't. I think it's going to be a sort of a 1 goal from either side. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't even put my money at this point on Manchester United winning, although I really hope they do. Liverpool trail them by 4 points. They've got that 4th spot. If they want to keep it, they need this win. So they've got to be playing for that win. I just, neither team would give me much confidence, and hence going for the under. The under 2.5 goals has the lowest odds, 1.75. The over is priced 2.1 there. So if that bet comes in, you're doubling your money. Not bad.
Also, you have to remember that the United wide players, they're under a bit of pressure now, aren't they? Man United today, they've agreed to sign Memphis Depay, I'm not sure how you say it. And he's a very, very good player. So, they can be putting pressure straight on, was it Ashley Young? Is probably the most logical option to drop out.
Yeah, true. All right, moving over. Sunday's match is May 10th. Manchester City versus QPR are the first match to kick off the action. Manchester City, huge favourites. And we've actually got quite a difference here in the over and the under 2.5 goals. Huge difference in price. We'll start with you, Stuart.
Well, I'm going to use a baseball analogy on this one. I'm either going to get a home run or a swing and a miss, because I'm going for under 2.5. Under 2.5, all the stats.
Talking about cojones.
Yeah, the odds are huge for this one. I think this one could actually finish under. I think you could see a 2-0 win for Manchester City. QPR, I've been saying they're improving, but they're going down. They're done. They're toast. They're probably going to be relegated this weekend. but they're not going to make it easy for their opponents in this one. And I watched Man City play last week, and they weren't brilliant. They got the win, but they were not absolutely scintillating. So I can see them getting a goal, maybe two, but I'm going for under 2.5, and I reckon this can be
under 2.5. Alex, what are you going for? Do you have cojones like Stuart to go for the under 2.5 goals?
I have. If Stuart is going for the under 2.5, me, I'm going for the over 3.5.
Okay.
Just simple. I see a match full of goals. I think that QPR will score also in this one. As Stuart said, it's not such a difficult team to play against Manchester City, and the QPR will score against them. And I think we'll see a 3-1, 3-2, something like that.
All right, so you're going, and Jason, what are you going for?
I'm going to be boring and going over. I mean, it's Man City and it's QPR. I mean, I don't really need to add much more. Man City are at home, QPR away. QPR are dreadful. Man City can score. I mean, it's just the odds are enough really. But having said that, I can see Stu's logic. Because time and time again you see matches like this that you think there's going to be loads of goals and it turns out to be a boring 0-0 or 1-0. Just scrape a win. But it's the odds. I mean, the value is definitely with the unders, but the brain and the heart also tell me over.
Well, the question is Manchester City, they really need this win, don't they? They're the same points as Arsenal, 70. They're the only difference, obviously, with goals. I think they've got 2 more goals. So really, they've got to score goals in this match, to keep them above. My bet, actually, because I'm doing this with Bet Battle with Lee, and seeing as though he's not here, I'm doing a Man City win in the over 1.5 goals in the first half, 2.05, because I think that Manchester City are going to come into the first half, lock down 2 goals, and then I think play defensively, maybe score another in the second half. So I think based on that, I'm going to go for the over 2.5 goals.
But I think will score 1, and it will be over 3.5.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to go for the over 2.5 goals. Although I actually I wouldn't be surprised to see the under, like a 2-0 to Manchester City, but I would definitely say Manchester City to score over 1.5 goals. The over 2.5 goals, 1.36, very, very low. The under 2.5 goals, 3.1. That's
wow.
Yeah, pretty good on that one.
I missed what Jason said on this one. Over or under?
I said over, Alex. I mean, it's just.
I'm the only one going under.
It's just boring, but I mean, Stu could prove his genius.
Yeah, you can gloat about that one next week.
Yeah, the fine line between genius and idiocy, I think sometimes.
Well, you've got to play it to win it, don't you? So sometimes these bets do come in, and it's that could make you the winner next week. So we'll see. All right, next we've got a final match on Sunday. It's Chelsea versus Liverpool. This maybe is a little tougher to predict because Chelsea have won the Premier League. Obviously, Liverpool are in a points battle with Southampton and Tottenham. So does that create a different animal? Stuart, what are you going for?
I'm going to watch this one just because I want to see Liverpool do the guard of honour before Chelsea come out. I think that's going to be hilarious. Liverpool got an outside chance of finishing 4th, I think, but they need to win all of their games to actually get that. Chelsea going to get their guard of honour. After that, it's going to be up to them to show just why they're champions this year. And why is that? Because their defence has been rock solid.
Yeah.
Costa's missing. Remy, I think, is going to be missing this one as well. They will not want to ruin the party with a loss. So I'm thinking a 1-0 or a 2-0 win for Chelsea. So under 2.5 for me.
Under 2.5. Jason, what are you going for?
Yeah, very similar to what Stu said there. I'm going to go under. Chelsea, brilliant tacticians. They'll just do enough to win this. They won't concede many goals. Liverpool are going to try to win it, but I can't see them doing it. I can see it be 1-0 to Chelsea, 1-1 if Liverpool score a cracker. But I mean, there's a couple of stats. Throw a couple of stats in here. 9 out of 10 of Chelsea's last home games have been under. 8 out of 9 of Liverpool's away matches have been under, so I'm going to go under.
You're going to go under. I previewed this match with Alex actually, and he made a very good point saying that whether Chelsea they would be putting players on that say have predominantly sat on the bench for the entire season, giving them sort of pitch time. So could that open Chelsea's defence there and get Liverpool get that goal in? Just something to think about. But Alex, what are you going for, over or under?
Yeah, my top tip was both teams to score. I believe that Liverpool will score because Mourinho, he might play with the first 11, but I think that 95% he will approach with the second team. Not all the players, of course, but with, let's say, 3-4 of them that may do the difference. So I'm going for the over. I think that also Liverpool has chances to win this one, so I'm going against the statistics.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the over as well. I don't think Liverpool will win it. Although I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they're going to win it. This is the Chelsea's second to last game at home this season. I'm going to go for the over 2.5 goals. The over is priced 2.05 and the under is priced 1.75. Right, Monday's match, final, Monday the 11th of May, Arsenal versus Swansea. Obviously, again, Arsenal are in the points battle with Manchester City. They are 2 goals down, I believe. Yes, 2 goals down. They need to score goals. The question is how many? We'll start with you, Alex.
I think that on the second place at the end of the season, and as I said also in the preview, we will see Arsenal. They showed really good football lately, and they have incredible attack. So they might win also this match with 3-0. But Swansea has a decent attack also, and they might score at least once. Even though Arsenal will win, we will see the over 2.5 goals.
Yep, over 2.5 goals. Jason Mills.
Yeah, similar. I'm going to go over as well. Arsenal are the informed team, aren't they? They're at home. They've won 9 at the last 10 matches. Their only blip of that was a draw against Chelsea, and that was stonewall tactician game from Chelsea there to keep it low scoring. Arsenal are going to score. Swansea have still got something to play for. They're still going to be trying. There is an outside chance that they can gain, a European place or, to play for qualifications. So they're going to be trying to score as well. So I think it's going to be quite open. Maybe 2-1, 2-1, 3-1 to Arsenal. So over.
Over for you, Stuart. What are you going for?
Well, I completely agree with Alex. I think Arsenal are going to get that second place. They've been in such good form in 2015. Normally, I would say it's going to be a really entertaining game between 2 open, attractive sides, but Swansea have got some major injury issues up front. Nelson Oliveira's out injured. I think he may even be out for the rest of the season. Obviously, not long left now, but Bafétimbi Gomis may make it back, but if he does, he won't be fully fit. And of course, they sold their main guy for goals, Wilfried Bony, earlier in the season. So I'm actually going to go for an under. Everything else says I should be going for over, but I'm going for under. So
you're taking
but you don't think that Arsenal can score three goals on their own?
Yeah, of course they can.
And they need to score. They need to score 3 goals because if Arsenal win this, Manchester City win theirs, they're still on the sort of equal amount of points. The only difference is goal difference, and I think both teams are going to have their eye on scoring goals. And this is Arsenal's chance at home, playing Swansea. I'm going for the over just because I think Arsenal can do it themselves. So the over, very low, 1.57. Stuart, your bet, under 2.5 goals, 2.35. Again, you're going for those odds. Are you changing your tactic this week?
No. What I always do is I have a look at the stats on each match, and then I go through and I put down my selection, and then I look at the odds. So in this one, this week I was just pleasantly surprised by some of the odds available. So I'm happy.
All right, everyone. So if we see you with that winner's T-shirt on next week, we'll know that your tactic worked.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's one match to come in and he'll win.
I'm looking at the combined possible scores here, and I'm way out ahead. It's scary.
That's true.
Correct.
All right, everyone happy with all their choices? Now would be the time to make any changes. Speak now.
Nope.
Everyone's good. Everyone's secure. Guys, thank you so much for
looking at me.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on and taking the time to tell us your over-unders here. Best of luck with that, and we'll reveal the winners at the end. And Alex, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for the invitation, Nat. And
right.
Thank you guys also.
Cheers,
See you,
Alex.
Alex.
All right.
Bye.
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 Take care.